Most people are completely wrong about where AI is going right now. They think the goal is just getting smarter models, a higher score on a math benchmark, a bigger context window. It's not. The biggest paradigm shift of 2025 and 2026 has been a complete pivot in the stack. Raw intelligence is becoming a cheap commodity. The real value has moved entirely to workflow automation. If you use Claude right now just as a chatbot, congratulations, you have a really smart intern. But a smart intern still requires you to copy, paste data, open 50 browser tabs, download files, and do all the actual manual labor. But Anthropic recently rolled out something called MCP, the Model Context Protocol. It is essentially the USB-C of AI agents. And a company called Higgsfield just launched an MCP server that gives Claude direct native access to over 30 leading image and video models like Flux, Veo, Kling, and Sora, right inside your chat interface. Today I'm going to show you how this turns Claude from an intern into an entire creative department. We'll look at how it works, how to set it up in 60 seconds, a real-world multi-thousand-dollar workflow execution, and, most importantly, the brutal truth about what these viral Twitter demos are lying to you about. Let's dive in. To understand why this matters, we have to look at the friction of the old way. Before MCP, if you wanted to create a video campaign for a client, your workflow looked like a nightmare. You'd go to Claude to brainstorm ideas and write prompts, then you'd copy those prompts, open an image tool like Midjourney or Flux, and generate stills. You'd download those files, open a video generator like Kling or Runway, upload the stills, hit generate, wait, download those files, and repeat the loop 50 times. You weren't a creative director, you were a glorified digital data transporter. With the Higgsfield MCP, the architecture changes completely. Claude becomes the planner. Higgsfield is the infrastructure. You give Claude a business goal. Claude plans the creative direction, chooses the absolute best specialized AI model for the job, whether that's Nano Banana for a fast concept, Flux for a clean still, or Seedance 2.0 for a fluid video clip, and then fires the generation automatically. It tracks the status in the background, pulls the finished asset directly back into the chat, and waits for your critique. The winning stack in 2026 isn't about finding the single best model. It's about having the best planner, the best tool access, and the best workflow execution. Alright, no more theory. Let's set this up right now. You have two options depending on how you use Claude. Option 1 is the Claude web app or desktop app. 1. Open Claude and go down to your settings. 2. Click on Connectors, draw MCP servers. 3. Hit Add Custom Connector. 4. Name it Higgsfield and paste in this exact endpoint. https://mcp.higgsfield.iimcp. 5. Click Connect. A browser window will pop up to authenticate with your Higgsfield account, and you're done. If you are an engineer or a power user using Claude Code, it's even easier. You just open your terminal and type one single command, Claude MCP add, transport HTTP, scope user Higgsfield, https, mcp.higgsfield.ai mcp. Claude Code will automatically handle the OAuth authentication in your browser. No messing around with obscure API keys or setting up complex local environments. Once connected, Claude instantly inherits a massive toolkit, image generation, character training, video upscaling, and background tracking. Let's put this to the test with a massive real-world example that traditional digital agencies charge thousands of dollars for: real estate marketing. Imagine a luxury Zillow listing. We aren't just going to ask Claude to write a catchy description. We are going to ask Agent Claude to build a full, production-ready marketing agency package. Analyze this property data. Create a luxury marketing package including a high-end listing landing page, a cinematic video storyboard, an email campaign, 10 image concepts, and 5 corresponding video concepts using Higgsfield models. Do not run everything at once. Start with the structural plan first. Watch what happens. Claude reads the property details, extracts the core vibe, and maps out a cohesive visual system. Because it has access to the Higgsfield roster, it can run model comparisons in parallel. It sends the layout to Flux 2.0 for hyper-realistic interior stills, and passes those exact concepts to Cadence 2.0 or VO 3.1 to render cinematic, smooth camera pans. This is where you see the shocking difference between chatbot Claude and agent Claude. It is executing a multivariable corporate workflow while you sit back and drink coffee. Now, let's talk about the part of this that makes me furious. If you look at viral videos on Twitter or TikTok, they make it look like you click one button and a flawless broadcast-ready TV commercial spits out. That is a lie, and if you go into this expecting magic, you're going to be disappointed. Here is the reality check of what actually happens when you run a massive workflow like this. 1. The scraping wall. Claude can read raw text, but if you just give it a Zillow link, it might get blocked by anti-bot CAPTCHAs. You usually need to copy-paste the raw text yourself. 2. The prompt drift. AI models don't possess human context. If Claude asks Higgsfield to generate a luxury kitchen, scene 1 might have white marble, and scene 2 might drift into dark granite. 3. The assembly bottleneck. You get a clean list of amazing 5 to 15 second clips inside your chat, but Claude isn't a human video editor. You still have to take those clips and stitch them together in Premiere, CapCut, or a web builder. And that brings us to the ultimate bottleneck of the AI era: taste. An AI agent can generate 100 ad variations in 3 minutes, but it cannot tell you which one will actually resonate emotionally with a human buyer. The middleman who just moves files around is dead, but the human with creative taste, the curator, is more valuable than ever. So, who is actually in trouble here? Real estate is just one tiny example. The real story of the MCP revolution is that any business built purely on workflow coordination rather than deep expertise is about to be systematically dismantled. Content and social media agencies, creating monthly content calendars, short-form video generation, and thumbnail creation can now be coordinated by one person in an afternoon. E-commerce brands, generating lifestyle imagery, localized video ads, and updating Shopify product pages can be handled inside a single terminal loop using Claude code. Corporate consulting, researching markets, organizing spreadsheets, and drafting slide decks can be completely automated by hooking up analytical MCP tools alongside creative ones. The takeaway is simple. Don't be a passive observer watching people post demos on the internet. Go test the limitations yourself. Here is your homework for today. 1. Head over to Higgsfield and grab a free account. 2. Link the MCP endpoint to your Claude settings. 3. Give Claude a real, complex project, not a lazy toy prompt. Treat it like a department head. Enforce a step-by-step approval workflow to stop the prompt drift and see what it builds for you. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment with what workflow you're building next, and I'll see you in the next video.